within 30 days of the election results being certified, which I don't think has happened yet, but should happen very soon. So mid-July, late July, they each have to pick a running mate. Observer New Jersey gave us something to speculate about this week. Let's take a look at who Observer thinks are possible Democratic running mates: Siobhan DeSumpter, Sheila Oliver, Valerie Huddle, and Dana Red. And running mates for Kim Guadagno: Jack Ciattarelli, Evesham Township Mayor Randy Brown, Joe Piscopo, Senator Diane Allen, Hirsch Singh of Atlantic City, Carlos Medina of the statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Anybody have any reaction to any of those names?
Michael, I'd say that the name Carlos Medina jumps out at me this week only because Kim Guadagno sat down with him. He's a Hispanic businessman and engineer, head of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce in New Jersey. He's an independent, and it's fascinating to me because we've been discussing the fight for the speakership, where Vinny Prado, the only Latino in leadership, could lose. And if Guadagno picks Medina as a running mate, and you flash the Democratic choices on the screen, and most of us, I think, believe that there's going to be an African-American woman who fills that slot. There's the potential for Guadagno to try to make the case to get the Hispanic vote in New Jersey with Medina on the ticket. And I know that he is the front runner for Guadagno right now. So
you know that he is the front runner.
I know that, yes.
And I don't think he was on the Observer original list. I think we put him there because you reported.
All respect to Observer, but those are names that they got from Insider NJ.
Oh.
So we reported all those names first, and then they wrote a piece on that.
It's good that
no disrespect to my good colleague Christian Hedrick, but those names all were reported by us first. And Medina was certainly a name that we reported first this week as he sat down with Kim Guadagno.
All right. Well, it's good that there's a healthy competition.
Of course, yes.
The political websites.
Absolutely.
I think Hirsch Singh is also an interesting name too. When in her victory night speech, she made a real point of mentioning him, of saying he's got a promising future. He
came out of nowhere. We'd never heard of him 3 months ago, and he spent $1 million of his family's money.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a
did
loan.
okay.
I think it was a loan, but I mean, if he had played things slightly differently, he would have qualified for matching funds. Just the timing was off, and he would have made a debate. You would have been questioning him, and I think probably would have got a lot more of the vote. And he got enough that he clearly made an impression on Kim Guadagno. I don't know if
she made the point that night to say that he did 10% or whatever. She said that's more than anybody expected, which I took note of that night as well. I also think that Medina is an interesting name. Latinos will vote Republican in New Jersey, as Chris Christie clearly showed, Tom Kaine before him. I think that's an interesting choice for her, and they might work well together. I know that they have at least a friendship relationship, so maybe that's the guy.
All right. You want to chime in?
No, I agree with Max about on the Democratic side that it's probably Sumter, Oliver, Dana Red, just because it brings diversity to the ticket, and so I agree with Max on that.
Sumter's been in the discussion for months now.
Long time.
She's the goddaughter of State Democratic Chairman John Kerry. All three of those African-American women are interesting, as is Valerie Huddle.
Michael, this is a fascinating battle that's going on behind the scenes between Sumter and Sheila Oliver, this former speaker. Essex, which is the most Democratic county in the state, if you'll notice, doesn't have a horse in the contest among the leading positions, whether it's Speaker or Senate President or LG, if you favor Sumter. And so Essex is making a real hard play now for Oliver. And they're pointing out that Sumter's a former Republican. They're pointing out that Passaic didn't generate a lot of votes for Phil Murphy on primary day. And they're really making a hard case for Oliver.
Interesting. All right, let's move on. Senate President Steve Sweeney and Assembly